Good morning, Bitcoin. Sensei-tutum here with a Bitcoin update for you. It's been a while, so I figure this holiday week, I'll go ahead and this will be the only video I do, by the way, this week. So it's my birthday on Thursday, and I'm going to take the rest of the time with the family at the beach. So, yeah, I figure if I'm only going to do one, might as well do the Big Daddy. So, this is a macro chart that we've been working on, or I've one of the many macro charts I've had going. And you can see we've blasted every projection, every Fibonacci retracement level, just been blasted all the way up, projections and price resistances until here, the golden ratio. Surprise, surprise. Now, if you're just looking at this on the 5-day chart, it could very well be in. The top could be here. However, let's just throw our little golden corner pocket, baby. The trade devil special. Now, if that this could be in, this whole impulsive move could be done. And if that were the case, in my estimation, we're going to come down, test this area here, this box. And, you know, that's a big box, 6,500 to 8,300. But, and I would imagine that probably more like this, but, you know, I'm going to leave it here. And then hopefully we'll base out for a while, do something like this price action over here and move on up. But what I would say is you have to think about whether or not we are actually done this impulsive move up. Is there one more leg? And I think that potentially there is. Now, of course, there's many times in the past that, or anytime anybody does technical analysis, that you're waiting on one more leg. You want to hit one more swing. You want to hit one more technical one more technical level. Well, you know, this is one of those cases potentially where that's what I want to see. I want to see one more swing, and we might not get it. But I think, you know, my primary is I will lean slightly that we will. So this is the count that I'm working with, and that would mean. And the main reason I'm doing that is because I'm anchoring swings on I'm anchoring the count on dominant swings. And the reason that the count that would have this being all of the fifth right here would mean that this 4 would rotate to here, right? It means 3 rotates to here. It means this 4 comes up to here, and, you know, everything rotates. But the big thing being that this larger degree 4 would be this move, smaller degree 4 would be this move, and this move is smaller than this move. So, you know, I'm sorry, this move is larger than this move. Let's just, so that comes down, that's a 20% move, and this is a 16% move. So that's where I'm at. That's why I am expecting one more swing. Plus, this just gives us a better subdivision within the 5th wave here, which, you know, it's been a pretty straight rip, but being such a large wave, it's nicer to have the subdivision. So looking for something like, let's see here. If this is your base trend, bust through, as you might expect, 1 to 3 from 2. So still within the channel, at least this channel here. But, you know, and it's most likely going to break if it does do it. So, and if it does, you know, finish correcting and then go up one more leg. So let's look at it on a smaller degree here. So this is the chart that I've been working with, and it's gotten awful deep. I was calling this an A, 3-wave A, and that we'd be doing a flat as if that large degree macro that I just talked about would be correct, which we would expect a sideways style correction because we have a sharp here, right? So, and it looks like we are working on some sort of a sideways style if we do get this leg up and not go straight down. I think it is interesting to note that if this, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonal doesn't really meet the typical look of a diagonal. I don't think it's a diagonal, but you know, worst case scenario as far as the most bearish scenario is a leading diagonal down 2, and then this is a 1, 2, 3 working on here. And as you see, this move measurement, so I have this measurement of this to here, is about 1618. So that is definitely something interesting to keep an eye on, but I'm still not going there. But although I do want to change this count a bit. So I don't, this, as I told members yesterday in my update to them, that there's a good chance that I could have miscounted that 5-wave A, because the 3 is barely longer than the 1, which would call for an extended fifth generally. No extension came. There's a clean, obvious way to count as a zigzag, and it channels perfectly. So let's change this to a zigzag. And that is the channel that would also work. So we want an A, B, C. Bust this down to some micro. So if this is a 3-wave, and right now we're clearly 3 within here, as long as we don't go impulsive 4 and then 5 down, then we would look for a flat of some type. Now, for if this were, obviously a flat can go, at least a 90% retracement of the A for the B, right? Which we've already met that, but it can go, well beyond the start. So, and we might need the expanded type of flat. So we may come down and break this low to get up to these areas in order to satisfy this as being a sideways style of correction, where you would want, at least a 90 degrees move up, 90% retracement of this large degree A or X, depending on what it's going to be. So, while this could keep going down and break, I do expect a significant bounce pretty soon to hopefully these levels. Now, if we don't get up here, we got to start thinking about alternatives. And the alternatives would be that this could be a W and then put in an X. Like, let's say this is still a flat, but only comes up to about here once it does end. This would then not make your 90% retracement. So we would come down on another zigzag, and it would be a sharp style correction, which does not show alternation, which doesn't happen that often, but which would then honestly lean me more towards that. This is the top here. If we do see this not come test these levels, so that's what I'd be looking for mainly on this bounce that we're good. There's a bounce to come, right? And if this bounce doesn't make up towards the price extreme of this move, then I would start to think that maybe the leading candidate is that the top was here, and that we will go down and test those, levels that I showed earlier. So yeah, I don't know if there's much else. I would look for an impulsive move off of this low once it is put in, and then again just see how high we get. And then so if we do get up to here, then I would again expect to come back down, test the lows once more, and go up for this leg. But I'd say the big pivotal factor in this count now is that where this next bounce goes to. Does it get to this range? Does it not even get this high? If it only comes up to like here, maybe it's only a 4-wave, and then you come down for 5th, and new counts have to be considered. But if it comes up to here, primary's in play. So there are a lot of different possibilities right now, as there always are. But I think that in the short term, there's definitely a potential for a bounce play. And remember, taking long positions here is still with the largest degree trend. So not something that I would hold against you at all. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So really need to monitor what's going to happen within here. I think there's a good trade, at least for a bounce to, at least these levels, personally. So, all right. I think that's all I got for you today. Toot out.